So we're getting a new Star Wars trilogy. Could this actually be the answer to fix Star Wars? I'm going to have to say, I doubt it. I doubt it. Let's
No,
look at the
Scott.
let's look at the headlines here. And then after we see these headlines, this is going to be a really good basis for our conversation. You guys don't want to leave. This is going to get really interesting. So, why Lucasfilm entrusted Simon Kinberg to pilot the next Star Wars movies? Variety talks about how he has a previous relationship with Kathleen Kennedy, not that kind of relationship. Well, we don't know. And he also has a relationship with Carrie Beck, one of the lead creative writers, whatever you call her position. I don't even remember, but she's on the writing team, like one of the leaders, like with Pablo Hidalgo. So it's her vision being carried out as well. So we know that with Simon Kinberg, and we know that he had a great deal to do with the X-Men series, okay, with all the live action movies. So you get this article here, love it or hate it, Disney Star Wars is here for the long haul. And then they talk about all of the things that we've gotten from Disney Star Wars. 5 feature films, 14 television series, including season 7 of the Clone Wars, 7 micro series, 1 excellent game show, 7 documentaries, which I will say, that's the one thing Disney has done well, is make some documentaries. With Star Wars. That's one thing that they've done. And well over 1,000 books, comics, audio dramas, and short stories. So the article here, Disney Star Wars has been successful and it's not going anywhere. Well, we don't really see that ourselves. What we see is this: a decade of false promises. That's what we're looking at, and that is why when they make an announcement like Simon Kinberg, a new trilogy coming out, which, by the way, Lucasfilm didn't even want that to come out, that's something that just kind of escaped. They weren't ready to talk about it. They weren't ready to get that out, unless, of course, they leaked that because they knew that they had an earnings call coming up, which is definitely quite possible. So there's also talk that the new trilogy needs to happen and continue the Skywalker saga, Nick, because the Skywalker saga, it did not end well. So This is Disney and Lucasfilm saying, you know what, we actually need to remake, a new trilogy. We need to make a new trilogy and actually have a positive end to the Skywalker saga, which I think that's kind of ridiculous. And there's also talk that this trilogy could do one of two things: not continue the Skywalker saga at all. It could go back to the old Republic times and not be a continuation. And they also say that this could be a trilogy that goes to another galaxy, which we of course saw with Peridia and in the Ahsoka series. So there's a whole lot to digest there with this announcement that Simon Kinberg is going to be making a brand new trilogy for Star Wars. Nick, your thoughts?
There's nothing that he has done that I've been a fan of. Of course, I've not seen the documentaries. I was not a fan of the Dark Phoenix X-Men movie at all. I thought
X-Men: The Last Stand was arguably the best X-Men movie. So he did do that, but he made some really bad ones too.
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, not good at all. But with all the points being made, false promises is definitely a big one.
Yes.
Plus, just bad management of the franchise.
Yes.
Bad writing and storytelling. Characters aren't very interesting. There's no really good character arcs in any of the stuff that they're doing. I honestly can't think of one other than maybe Mando and Grogu. And they ruined the Grogu arc, when they shoved him back in there in Book of Boba Fett.
I
know. Like, at the end of Mando season 2, that was a perfect end for Mando and Grogu's relationship. But they like that money and that merchandise, and it was selling good. So guess what? He's back. So
and that movie could be good. I mean, I think of all the projects they've announced, the Mando Grogu movie is the one that I would think would have the most hope, with the exception of Andor season 2.
Yeah.
Andor season 2 is a safe base hit, but it's not the kind of thing that's going to bring in new viewers. It's not the kind of thing that's going to increase Disney Plus subscriptions. It's just not that. They don't have anything going like that. And look at where we are right now. Look at the last 3 Star Wars movies to hit the big screen. Okay? Solo, The Last Jedi, The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Horrible. Horrible.
All 3 of those movies are
and
so
look at the
bad.
last shows that we've gotten. From Book of Boba Fett to Kenobi to Mando season 3 and now The Acolyte. Yeah, I know that Andor was in there, but if you remove that, 4 of those last 5 shows that we've gotten, Star Wars is in a horrible place.
Yeah,
So
the worst.
before you go off announcing a new trilogy, maybe you should demonstrate the ability to make a good movie again.
Yeah, because they haven't done that. And again, I go back to this point a lot. The first 2 seasons of Mando are the most watchable out of the shows, but it is not without its issues, not without its flaws by no means.
It does have its issues.
Overall, it's the best Disney Star Wars show.
I would say it's great. I would say Mando season 1 and 2 are great, but again, they're not without some critique. They definitely deserve that. I'm not watching it with my blinders on, but it's by far the best we've gotten.
Yeah, definitely. And ever since then, it's just been one failure after another failure after another failure.
And we've only gotten one good movie.
Yeah. And with the announcements, how many times have we got announcements and it's never happened? Where's the Lando show? Where's the droid stuff? Where's Rogue Squadron? Where's Rangers of the New Republic? Where's all this stuff at?
It's like every time they make an announcement or Kathleen Kennedy says, hey, we're going to do this, the fans, it's like one ear and out the other because you don't even believe there's going to be follow through.
It's the boy that cried wolf story.
Yeah.
In Star Wars.
And every time they make an announcement, that means all of the other things. How many of the other things that were on the table just got canceled? That's what I want to know. When you make an announcement about new movies again. And this goes completely against everything that they've done. This shows you that they have no plan, no direction, because they said The Rise of Skywalker was the end of the Skywalker saga. It was going to be the end, the last. Now, who knows what's going to happen? The word is this could be episodes 10, 11, and 12. Continuing the Skywalker saga. There are no Skywalkers. Rey ain't a Skywalker.
Yeah. Just because you say you're a tree doesn't mean you're a tree.
Just because you were trained by Luke for 3 hours doesn't mean you're a Skywalker now.
Yeah. I mean, she's a con. She's a complete con. Nobody likes her except for Star Wars Santa, which we love.
We love Star Wars Santa.
And
look, if you do like it, that's fine. But the point is, there are few who do.
Yeah.
Star Wars is no longer the cultural zeitgeist. It doesn't have the kind of impact on culture that it did. It doesn't have any impact at all.
None. Now, One Piece on Netflix had a more of an impact,
way more
than Disney Star Wars.
Yeah.
This Penguin show that just wrapped, man,
so good.
So good. But yeah, it is literally a joke. And that's why a lot of people, including myself, just want this thing to burn down to the ground as fast as possible to try to get them to the point where they have to sell it or get somebody else to take over, because under the current administration over there managing things,
right,
it's just been a disaster.
Well, look, you
they don't seem to be changing anything.
You have every right to believe to feel that way. I totally get it. I am more on the camp of I just want Star Wars to be great. We're nowhere close to that. Whatever it's going to take to get there, let's get there. If Kathleen Kennedy stays till she's 107, but everything she makes moving forward is great, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, I'm going to be happy because she's obviously learning lessons moving forward. That ain't going to happen. So we do need new leadership. There's no doubt about that. But ultimately, I just want Star Wars. I want to be able to sit back and enjoy watching Star Wars again. And it would really be nice if I watched a Star Wars movie and I was like, that's going to be the best movie I watched this year.
Yeah.
Or if I
Yeah.
watch a show and like, there's no way I'm going to watch a better show than that show. Because growing up, that's what Star Wars was for us. And
Yeah.
it's nothing like that today. We watch so many things, Nick, that are outperforming Star Wars in every single way possible.
All the time. All the time.
Yeah.
And I'm with you on, I want Star Wars to be, I don't care if KK's there ultimately. I don't think she needs to be. I don't think she's need to be for a long time. I just also just want good Star Wars. But the thing is, I don't believe that they can actually do it. And that's why I just want it to burn to the ground so somebody else can take over. Because I don't think we're going to get even good Star Wars under her, even though there's been some sprinkles put in that turd.
All right. Well, guys, look, that's our overall thoughts and feelings about this announced trilogy that we don't know very much about. We're going to be definitely interested to see what happens. I think it's a safe bet to say this, though, Nick. Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy's movie, James Mangold movie, Dave Filoni's movie, all of that ain't happening. I just don't see it. I don't see how you could do all of those things. And you know, you made that announcement a year and a half ago at Star Wars Celebration, and what's the next movie that comes out? The one you didn't announce, Mandalorian and Grogu, which you didn't even know you were going to do that movie at the time, and you announced it on a blog post on StarWars.com. Big reveal there, you know, like, oh, by the way, here's our next movie. Oh,
and then they just announced this new trilogy, and we've got no news about the Rey movie that they announced a year and a half ago.
Nothing.
It's like that we got nothing on that they actually officially announced. Yeah. But now you're leaking or there's more information on the whole new trilogy. Like, what are you doing over there?
And you just had D23 at Brazil, and how much was said about this new trilogy? Zero. Nothing.
It is a joke. A joke.
Yep. So anyways, thanks for being here. We will continue to report on all things Star Wars and everything else that we're interested in. We are UR Echo Base Network. May the Force be with you. See you on the next one.
Bye, guys.